let's make sure everybody understands that the liners are definitely not a one and done. You can go through any. I've gone with the same liner. I have sprayed lacquers and cleaned out with lacquer thinner. I've sprayed multi-spec and cleaned out with water. I've taken multi-spec, clear coat, and cleaned out with that's acetone. And 18, 20 different demonstrations, liner's still good.
Wow, okay.
The only time the liner, you throw it out maybe is with conversion varnish. You don't want to clean it, it's an epoxy.
Right.
But no, these are not a one and done because they're too expensive and they are solvent resistant.
Awesome.
So that's a good part right there. All right, the cap right here is also solvent resistant. So you don't have to worry about with, I keep bringing up conversion varnish because that's a popular one because it's acid-based catalyst and it's sticky. So it's gonna get up in there.
Got it.
So now I'm just gonna take the air tube here, plug in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten him down. This is kind of like a little bit of a swivel here.
Okay.
It's like the swiveling connection between a gun and a hose, so it'll give you the ability to go in any direction. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the diagonal position, cut down on the air, cut down on the fluid. Turn the turbine up just a tad bit.
How many feet of hose is that? 25?
30.
So you got 25 with a 5-foot whip.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's actually 30 plus a whip.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, the Superflex is 30 foot.
Okay.
So it's 30 plus almost 6 foot.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Good
All
deal.
right, here we go. And as you can see, bring that up there, Steve.
Yep.
See the bag scrunching up. Just like the old Playtex baby bottle.
Yeah, there it goes.
Pretty soon you're gonna see material flying out of there.
There it is.
Now watch this. No intake tube. You can go any direction that you like. So you can be spraying baseboard and then come down and turn around and baseboard, crown mold,
Yeah, right.
then turn around and do your baseboard
Right.
without having to adjust the hockey stick.
Yeah.
Like we do on our units in years past.
Right. Okay, cool.
So there we go. Now, I always like going into this diagonal position. I like to start here with my air low and my fluid low, just to get a good start. Real fine.
Right.
And then if I want to get into a fan pattern, I'll adjust and bring up my fluid, bring up my air, and there's my fan pattern.
Got it.
Okay? And then
Yeah, cardboard right over there too.
let's do it on the cardboard. Let's see how fine we can get this. What I also do, this is real important too. When you tighten this all the way down your air cap, the needle, fluid needle and fluid cap protrude out of the air cap just a tad bit.
Okay.
And then you have that little arrow there, and that's a little guide to make you remember, move this back so it sits flush. Then you atomize far better.
Okay.
Far better.
So you should really never have it all the way choked back because you're not able to atomize the product
Doesn't
as it comes out of
atomize
the
as
tip.
well. It's a big, big difference. So I'm going to turn
That's a
this
good
down
tip.
to about 2, and I'm going to turn this down to about 10 o'clock. Watch this. Turn it down even more.
Oh man, look at that.
So then, turn this up. Turn this up. So now I've got a horizontal pattern I'll fill in. But I need more material, obviously. or I could just as easy
So it's a misconception that you really need to crank the air up all the way to atomize it to break it down. And okay, you know, we've come into that a lot with. I saw some conversations going on online, and I was actually going to do a video to explain the difference between your low pressure tips and a standard tip, and how to, you know, bring the pressure up to where you don't see the fingering. You know, a lot of times, my guys will do it too. They'll have a low pressure tip in the garden, they're spraying, and they got the pressure cranked all the way up.
And the low pressure tip
you might as well use it, yeah, right.
It doesn't work well.
Right.
Because remember this one, okay? Your speed is generated by the amount of fluid coming out of the orifice, not where the pressure is. When you turn your pressure up too high, it just forces, we're talking airless tips,
Yeah,
you
sure.
can't change the amount of material that flows through that tip.
Right.
You're just hitting the surface more forcibly, and the material's bouncing off, and it's creating overspray, which equals wasted product. Okay? Now, use the least amount of pressure that gives you a good fan pattern.
Right.
Got a nice looking fan pattern. You want to move faster, you need more material to compensate for your speed, so you put a larger tip on, then you can move the gun faster.
Right.
And I use this analogy. Line stripers. Yep. If you are walking behind a line striper, walking behind it, and you're walking 2 miles an hour, and you have a 19 thousandths tip, you're putting down about 8 to 11 mils of material. Perfect for a restripe. And most guys that are 6 foot taller walking about 2 miles an hour. You put a line driver on there and you start driving at 6 miles an hour, and you're using a 19 thousandths tip, you're not getting 8 to 11 mils, you're getting 2 mils.
Wow.
And the line's not going to last.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to compensate for your increased speed?
Bigger
you don't
tip.
turn the pressure up.
Right.
You put a bigger tip so you
Yeah.
have more flow.
Right.
That's how that game's played. Pressure has nothing to do with production speed. That's the biggest misnomer in the airless spray world, because what these contractors do is crank that pressure up. Now they've got more overspray.
Yeah.
Now they've got to clean that mess up.
Right.
They use more material than they have to, so they're affecting the bottom line. Now the tip wears quicker, and the pump has to work harder to supply more material through the worn out tip. Every one of those statements is a negative.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Turning up the pressure is not the good idea. Least amount of pressure give you a good fan pattern. There we go.
So this is the
No, that's your air conditioner.
right.
That's a filter, and then your main filter's back over in here. And if you notice here, this is still going to get hot. Turbine air always gets hot.
Right.
But it's a double belted line for 3 foot before you get to the single belt. So that's going to go ahead and resist heat.
Okay, gotcha. And then the lifespan of the filters and stuff just depends on basically your use, the application you're putting in. If you're in a booth.
The other thing too is, when you go to clean these filters, don't soak them in water or solvent. Take them out and take a compressor needle. Blow all the dust out of them.
Okay.
That's how you restore those.
Got
Just
it.
blow them out.
Got it. Cool.
Again, 2-stage trigger, air, material,
Got it.
air, material.
Good stuff. All right, well, that's a wrap. We'll be adding this one to our stable here for sure. We're excited to get this thing out in the field. I want to thank Dave Laird from Graco and Brian Denton from Sherwin-Williams for coming out. And it's another win, another Graco here in the office, in the shop. That's good
Well,
stuff.
take a picture of the mask for us, could you?
There he is.
There's the mask. There's the mask.